Every single day, your body sends you nearly 1,000 chemical messages. You don't hear them, you don't see them, but you feel them in your energy, your mood, your sleep, your skin, even in how your jeans fit by evening. They're called hormones, and for millions of women, somewhere between their mid-30s and their 60s, those messages start changing. Some women notice it first in their sleep. Others notice it in their mood. Some don't notice anything at all, until one day, they look in the mirror and barely recognize the woman looking back. Here's what almost nobody tells you. What you eat might be one of the quietest, most overlooked factors in that story. Today, we're going to look at 8 foods that current research suggests may support hormonal balance, and the science behind why. But first, there's something about your endocrine system most women have never actually seen explained clearly. Stick with me. It changes how you'll think about your next meal. Hi, I'm Kristin. For more than 12 years, I've been researching women's health, reading the clinical studies, following the science, and translating it into something you can actually use in your everyday life. I'm not a physician, and this isn't medical advice, but I've spent over a decade sitting with the research so you don't have to dig through it alone. My job is simple. Take what scientists and healthcare organizations have found and explain it in plain English. So let's get into it. By the end of this video, you'll understand what hormonal balance actually means at a biological level, not just as a buzzword. You'll learn about 8 foods that current nutritional research links to hormone-supportive effects, and why your body responds to them the way it does. This isn't about quick fixes or miracle diets. This is about understanding your own body a little better, because knowledge, in this case, really is a form of power. Picture a woman named Linda, 52 years old, a marketing director, the kind of woman who used to run 5 miles before breakfast and still make it to a 7 a.m. meeting with time to spare. Then, slowly, things started to shift. She'd wake up at 3 a.m. for no reason. Her energy, once dependable, now came in unpredictable waves. She found herself standing in front of the refrigerator at 9 p.m., not really hungry, just unsettled. Her doctor told her something that stuck with her. Your hormones don't just disappear one day. They shift gradually, and your body is always listening to the signals you give it, including the food on your plate. Linda isn't a real patient, but her story is one that echoes through millions of American households every single year. Maybe it echoes through yours. So what exactly are hormones? Think of your endocrine system like an internal postal service. Glands, your thyroid, your ovaries, your adrenal glands are the post offices. Hormones are the letters, and your cells are the recipients, each one waiting for a very specific message to know what to do next. Store energy, release energy, regulate mood, manage stress, prepare for sleep. When those letters are delivered on time and in the right amounts, everything runs smoothly. But when delivery gets delayed, doubled up, or dropped altogether, that's when women start to feel it. Fatigue, mood swings, sleep disruption, weight changes that don't seem to make sense. According to the National Institutes of Health, hormonal shifts are a completely normal part of the aging process for women, particularly during perimenopause and menopause. This isn't something going wrong with your body. It's your body doing exactly what it was designed to do, just on a new schedule. And here's the part that surprises most people. Nutrition plays a documented role in how that internal postal service functions. Let's start with a food most women already have in their kitchen and probably underestimate: flaxseed. Here's a question. What if one of the most powerful hormone-supportive foods on the planet was sitting quietly in your pantry the entire time? Researchers have studied flaxseed for decades because of a unique compound it contains called lignans, plant compounds that have a mild, natural interaction with estrogen receptors in the body. According to research published in nutrition and endocrinology journals, lignans are classified as phytoestrogens, meaning they can gently bind to the same receptors as the body's own estrogen. Think of it like a lock and key system. Your estrogen receptors are the locks. Lignans are a softer, gentler key, one that can occupy the lock without triggering the same strong reactions stronger estrogen would. Some researchers believe this may help create a buffering effect during times when estrogen levels are fluctuating. Studies from institutions studying women's midlife health have observed associations between regular flaxseed consumption and modest improvements in some menopausal symptoms, including hot flashes, in some study populations. It's important to say clearly, research findings have been mixed, and flaxseed isn't a guaranteed fix. But the underlying biology, the why, is genuinely fascinating, and it's one small, practical piece of the larger puzzle. For Linda, and for millions of women like her, this is exactly the kind of information that shifts the story. Not a miracle, not a magic fix, just a better understanding of what's happening beneath the surface, and small, informed choices that support the body's natural rhythm. But flaxseed is just the beginning. Because there's a food most women eat almost every single day. One linked in research to how the body actually processes and clears used estrogen. And most people have no idea it's doing that job at all. That's next. And it might change how you look at your dinner plate tonight. Cruciferous vegetables: broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, kale. Here's what many women don't realize. Your liver isn't just involved in digestion, it's also one of the most important organs in hormone regulation. Picture your liver as a recycling and waste management center. Hormones like estrogen do their job in the body, and then, like any used resource, they need to be broken down and cleared out. If that clearing out process slows down, some researchers believe hormones can linger longer than they should. This is where cruciferous vegetables enter the story. They contain a compound called indole 3-carbinol, which the body converts into another compound, DIM, during digestion. According to research published in nutrition science journals, these compounds may support the liver's natural detoxification pathways, specifically, the pathways involved in metabolizing estrogen. Researchers at institutions studying diet and hormone metabolism have found that women who consume higher amounts of cruciferous vegetables tend to show different estrogen metabolite patterns compared to those who eat fewer. That doesn't mean broccoli is medicine. It means your liver, the quiet, unglamorous organ nobody thinks about, may work a little differently depending on what's on your plate. Imagine a woman named Priya, 47, a school teacher who started adding roasted Brussels sprouts to her weekly meal prep, not because she was chasing a trend, but because she read that her liver played a role in hormone balance and thought, why not give it what it needs? Small choice, big biological ripple effect. But here's where it gets more interesting, because the next food on this list isn't about estrogen at all. It's about a hormone almost nobody talks about until it starts causing problems. Fatty fish, salmon, sardines, mackerel. Cortisol, your stress hormone. Most women think of cortisol as simply stress, but cortisol is actually a survival hormone designed centuries ago to help your ancestors escape danger. The problem is, modern life doesn't come with clear start and stop points for stress. Deadlines, caregiving, financial pressure, sleepless nights, cortisol doesn't always know when to switch off. According to the American Heart Association and multiple peer-reviewed studies, omega-3 fatty acids, found abundantly in fatty fish, have been associated with lower markers of systemic inflammation and, in some studies, more balanced cortisol response patterns under stress. Here's a simple way to picture it. If cortisol is an alarm system, omega-3s appear in current research to help that alarm system reset more efficiently after it's been triggered, rather than staying on high alert indefinitely. The National Institutes of Health has also linked adequate omega-3 intake to brain health and mood regulation, both deeply connected to hormonal well-being, especially during perimenopause when mood fluctuations are common. This is not about eliminating stress. That's not realistic for anyone. It's about understanding that certain foods appear in the research to support your body's ability to recover from stress, which is a very different and more achievable goal. Think about how often women are told to just relax, as if calm is something you can simply decide to feel. But your body's ability to regulate stress isn't just mental, it's biochemical. And that reframe alone, realizing this isn't a willpower issue, it's a physiological one, is something many women say changes how they treat themselves. Fermented foods, yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut. Here's a fact that surprises almost everyone. A significant portion of hormone regulation research in recent years has focused on an unexpected location, the gut. Scientists have identified something called the estrobolome, a collection of gut bacteria specifically involved in metabolizing estrogen. According to research summarized by the National Institutes of Health, the balance of bacteria in your digestive system may influence how much estrogen is reabsorbed into the bloodstream versus properly eliminated. Fermented foods contain live probiotic cultures that researchers believe may help support a healthier balance of gut bacteria. A healthier gut microbiome, in turn, has been associated in emerging research with more stable estrogen metabolism. It's a strange thing to picture, that a spoonful of yogurt or a fork of sauerkraut is connected, through an invisible chain of microscopic bacteria, all the way to your hormonal health. But that's exactly what current science is uncovering. This research is still evolving. Scientists are honest that the estrobolome is a newer area of study and there's more to learn. But the early findings are compelling enough that major research institutions are actively investing in understanding it further.
Berries, blueberries, raspberries, blackberries. The hormone is insulin. Here's what many women don't realize. Insulin isn't just about diabetes. It's deeply connected to nearly every other hormone in your body. When insulin levels swing too high too often, research suggests it can influence estrogen, cortisol, and even thyroid function, because your endocrine system doesn't work in isolated silos. It works like an orchestra. When one section plays too loudly, the whole performance shifts. Berries are naturally high in fiber and antioxidant compounds called polyphenols. According to studies published in journals focused on metabolic health, polyphenols may help slow the rate at which sugar enters the bloodstream, which researchers believe supports steadier insulin response over time. Think of fiber as a gentle traffic controller, not stopping sugar from entering your system, just slowing the pace so your body isn't flooded all at once. This matters more than most women expect, especially heading into midlife, when the American Diabetes Association notes that insulin sensitivity naturally tends to shift with age. Let's pause here, because this is one of the biggest myths in women's health. Myth: sugar swings are just a normal, unavoidable part of getting older. Fact: while insulin sensitivity does shift with age, current research indicates that dietary patterns, including fiber intake, remain one of the most influential, modifiable factors at any age. This isn't about blame, it's about awareness. Nobody handed you a manual for what your body needs at 50 that it didn't need at 30. That's exactly why this channel exists. Leafy greens, spinach, Swiss chard, collard greens. Here's a mineral almost nobody talks about: magnesium. According to the National Institutes of Health, magnesium is involved in over 300 biochemical reactions in the body, including several tied directly to hormone production and stress regulation. Yet, national nutrition surveys consistently show that a large percentage of American women don't meet recommended magnesium intake levels. Leafy greens are one of the most concentrated natural sources. Researchers have linked adequate magnesium status to more balanced cortisol regulation and, in some studies, improved sleep quality, something so many women in midlife say they'd give almost anything to get back. Avocados' hormones aren't made from nothing. Many of them, including estrogen and progesterone, are actually synthesized from cholesterol and require healthy fats as building blocks. This surprises people because for decades, fat was treated as the enemy. But according to research from the American Heart Association and multiple nutrition studies, monounsaturated fats, the kind found abundantly in avocados, are associated with healthy cholesterol profiles and may support the raw materials your body needs for hormone production. It's a quiet irony. The very nutrient many women avoided for years may actually be one of the foundations their hormones depend on. Nuts and seeds, Brazil nuts, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds. Let's end with the thyroid, the small butterfly-shaped gland at the base of your neck that regulates metabolism, energy, and body temperature. According to the American Thyroid Association, minerals like selenium and zinc play essential roles in thyroid hormone production. Brazil nuts are among the richest natural sources of selenium on the planet. Research indicates just 1 or 2 per day can meet daily recommended intake. Pumpkin and sunflower seeds contribute zinc, another mineral tied to thyroid function. The thyroid rarely gets attention until something feels off. Fatigue, weight changes, feeling cold when everyone else feels fine. According to the American Thyroid Association, thyroid conditions affect a significant number of American women, and many go undiagnosed for years. If you've been feeling off in ways you can't quite explain, that's not something to self-diagnose from a video. That's something worth bringing to a healthcare professional who can run the appropriate testing. Scientific understanding. If there's one thing modern hormone research has made clear, it's this: no single food is a switch you flip. Hormonal health isn't about one perfect ingredient. It's about patterns repeated over months and years, working together with sleep, movement, stress management, and when needed, professional medical care. The science is still evolving. Researchers are learning more every year about the gut hormone connection, about inflammation, about the intricate web linking every gland in your body. What we know today is more than we knew a decade ago, and what we'll know a decade from now will likely be more still. That's not a limitation. That's how good science works. Flaxseed, for its gentle interaction with estrogen receptors. Cruciferous vegetables, for supporting the liver's natural detox pathways. Fatty fish, for their relationship with inflammation and cortisol. Fermented foods, for a healthier gut microbiome. Berries, for steadier insulin response. Leafy greens, for magnesium and stress regulation. Avocados, for the healthy fats hormones are built from. And nuts and seeds, for the minerals your thyroid depends on. 8 foods, one underlying truth. Your body has been trying to communicate with you the whole time. Understanding the language is the first step toward working with it, instead of feeling confused by it. Remember Linda? Standing at the refrigerator at 9 p.m., not really understanding what her body needed? The woman in that story doesn't need a miracle. She needs information, the kind that helps her make small, informed choices, one meal at a time. That's not weakness. That's not getting older. That's a woman learning to listen to a body that's been trying to talk to her all along. You are not broken. You are not too far gone. Your body isn't working against you. It's simply asking for a little more understanding and a little more support. If this video helped you understand your body a little better, that's exactly why this channel exists. Subscribe if you'd like to keep learning. Evidence-based, always compassionate, never designed to scare you. And if there's a topic in women's health you've always wanted explained clearly, leave it in the comments. This channel was built for exactly that conversation. Educational disclaimer. This video is for educational purposes only and is not intended as medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Every woman's body and health history is different. If you're experiencing symptoms that concern you, or if they persist or worsen, please talk with a qualified healthcare professional who knows your individual health history. You deserve real answers, and you deserve to feel confident in the body you live in at every stage of life.